you guys, still July 4th, 2025. It's about 5 o'clock in the evening now. We have 2 no cooling calls at an apartment complex in Delmar, Maryland. So we're headed out there right now. We're gonna see what their issues are. And it started out as 1 call. On my way there, the maintenance guy called me back and said, man, I got another one out there. Can you look at that one too? I said, sure, no problem. It's easy to spend someone else's money, isn't it? So I told him, I said, man, we got double time rates today. He said, I don't care, man. They don't have any air conditioning. So we'll see when he gets that bill. All right. Oh, tried to start, but did not. Bet you we got a bad cat. We are right in direct sunlight here. So these capacitors don't like it when it gets real hot. Yep. She's bubbled up. It's hard to come through on the video, but that is definitely bubbled up. Alright, new cap in. This one's blown some fuses before. I hate these fuse disconnects anyway. Alright, we got 6.3 on the whole unit. 26 on the fan. 5.8 on the compressor. This thing could sure use a cleaning. Got tons of pine chets embedded in it. Those are hard to get out when they're that hard in. Well, this out of here. Try to clean it up the best we can anyway. Alright, by the looks of these numbers, we're a skosh undercharged. We have no subcooling, a higher superheat, and we only have a 12.5 degree temp split. So a little more than a skosh undercharged actually. Let me make sure I have my supply thermistor in the right spot. Alright guys, we're doing a little better. We still have no subcooling though. I think we're still a skosh undercharged, but I think this is more due to a TXV issue than anything. We got the bad capacitor replaced. I'm not going to beat this thing up any more than I already have. So we got it back cooling for now. It could be a skosh undercharged, but I would still think I would have some subcooling here, and I have basically none. And that superheat isn't too far off to have that little bit of subcooling. So we'll probably have to come back and do more diagnosing on this, but we have the customer some air conditioning for now, and we have a almost 16 degree temp split. Alright guys, I'm adding a little bit of refrigerant. I decided to go ahead and do that, see if I can help my subcooling any. So I'm gonna put a pound in, see how that helps. Alright, adding a pound certainly helped my temp split, but it didn't help my subcooling that much, if any at all. It made my superheat go way down. So chances are we have an issue with this TXV. It's stuck wide open right now, but that's going to be for another day. We got the system running a whole lot better than we did when we first got here. So looking pretty good. 2-ton system. Looking good. Alright, we're gonna hit the next one now. Alright, I almost guarantee we got another bad capacitor. We got a fan spinning, no compressor operation. Let's get her opened up. At least I'm in the shade on this side. Alright, we got the wires pulled off. Let's take a look. Oh, let's put it on MFD for starters. And we have some. So we have 19 microfarads. Is that enough to start the compressor though? And then 4.1 on the fan. Well, we're gonna have to grab one and see, because it certainly did not sound like that compressor was running. I got the new capacitor on. Let's see if it'll start now. Yep, it started that time. This guy had lost about 40% of its capacitance, and it wouldn't start. So it needed at least more than 19 to start. Typically when they're down to 1920 or so on a 35, it will still start the compressor, but this guy said no dice. This is basically the exact same unit as the one I just worked on, except 5 years newer. Fan's doing 6. There's our whole unit. 6.3. Yeah, it's running almost the exact same way too. This one I don't think is low on refrigerant though. Compressor 5.7. Yeah, I got a good cold suction line there. Yeah, this one's definitely got some subcooling. I can feel that in the liquid line. We'll hook up anyway. Alright, this one's at least running with some subcooling. I don't have my temperature probes upstairs hooked up. I'm a little far away. It's an upstairs unit, so I could hook them up, but it's a lot more walking. So this one's running pretty good. It's supposed to have 11 degrees of subcoolant, so I could be a skosh low, but I'm not going to add any. This thing's running pretty good. So that's all I'm doing with this one. I might clean up this electrical compartment a little bit. I swear, man, all I do is change capacitors when I'm on call. Even the one this morning I did was basically a capacitor because I installed a hard start kit on it. That's a capacitor. At this point, I would almost get excited if it's something other than a capacitor. All right, buttoned up, good to go.